Hey guys, welcome to another episode. Today we are off to Big Bear and doing a snow run off 3N16 Holcomb Valley Road. We've been there a couple times in the past, but this time we're starting a little further west, and it just snowed over the weekend, so this should be a fun trip. This is organized by Overland 4 Low. Visit them on Facebook. Because it had snowed the days before the trip, there were chains in effect. Not quite sure why, because as soon as we passed the chain check, it was smooth sailing. A little foggy, but not bad, and then once you cleared the fog, it was beautiful out. We entered the trail off Green Valley Lake Road. This is the far west end of 3N16. As you can see, the snow is pretty pristine. A few tracks ahead of us, but really not too much traffic ahead of us. Once we all met up at the trailhead, it was time to air down, and then we were off on the trail. Now this is a reasonably easy trail. The snow does make it slightly more challenging. That's not to say there aren't a few areas where it does get a little squirrely, a little tricky. Up here, Frank in his Cherokee is going downhill and there's a few rocks in the way, so you can actually see him get on 3 wheels. But again, it's nothing too difficult. Just take your time, be safe, and you should be okay on this trail in most cases. Along this trail is also the Holcomb Creek Jeep Badge of Honor Trail. We decided to stop by. There were a few vehicles attempting to make their way up. I know some of our guys went up a few weeks ago and it was difficult enough. Now with the snow and everything else, I imagine it's even that much more tricky. And of course, no trip is complete without stopping for some grub. We found a little clearing off Coxey Road. Pulled over, had some burgers and hot dogs, courtesy of Nepo and Adam, as well as some Portos, courtesy of Ray. Hats off to you guys for supplying the food. It was amazing. After lunch, the crew decided they wanted to play in some mud and some water, so it was back off to Holcomb Valley Road and heading a little bit more east till we get to the puddles. So along Holcomb Valley Road, we came across Holcomb Creek Road, which we've since renamed Alternator Road after the four or so alternators it basically fried on our little trip. So if you guys are going to go play in the mud, do be careful. So those of you that follow the channel know that I'm a relatively new drone operator, and I think sometimes it shows. So after playing in the snow and the mud, we decided to head back down. We made the group decision to try Coxey Road all the way back down to the city, avoid some of the traffic, and we suspected there might be some ice and whatnot on the road back down. Anyways, it was back through the puddles and over to Coxey. So by the time we actually got to the turnoff to Fawnskin off 3N16, a couple guys were really starting to experience electrical issues, so they decided to take the safe route and get to the city as fast as possible, so they did take the path through Fawnskin. The rest of us ventured forward along Coxey and back to civilization. Once we got down to Apple Valley, we did air up. We checked on our vehicles. Again, a couple of them did tweak their alternators in that mud crossing. We did follow them to a auto parts store where we did some field repairs, replaced a couple of the alternators on the fly in the parking lot. The other group that went through Fawnskin apparently did have some additional troubles. One of the vehicles actually died on the path and they had to tow it back into town. I think one alternator and one battery later, I think they're doing okay at this point. Always goes to show that you should always travel with a group when you're doing off-road adventures. You never know what's going to happen, what's going to kill your alternator, your engine, or what have you. In any case, thanks for watching, and again, if you need a group, come visit Overland 4 Low on Facebook. And in any case, we will catch you next time.